Hello everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the vintage story. Yes. So in this episode, we are going to focus on getting copper tools. And you may think to yourself, that's really simple and easy. And soon you'll learn everything in this game to the simplest thing has been made 10 times more difficult. And not only because the process is difficult, but in other ways, which you'll see very soon. Now, let's get to making those copper tools. At the very beginning here, we need to go find a copper deposit. And right here, I found one, and swipe! There is some copper on the ground there. You can tell by the little metallic bits. And I'm going to collect these because these will be useful later on. Right here, I found some clay. Yes. Now, the importance of clay is that it is used to make appliances for food. It's used to make tool molds for the tools that we're going to need, and it is also useful for making the kilns that you can put the copper in and then pour into the copper molds to be able to achieve what we are trying to do today in this video. So we need to collect a lot of this clay. Then what we do with this clay is that we make it into different ways by control shifting it on the ground. And I've already created a pot and some bowls for some cutlery and more food options, so I can be able to use my food in a more efficient manner. Now, what I am doing here is I'm putting a crock pot and some bowls into the ground, and then I'm going to put some thatch in there. There we go. And then we're going to put some sticks. And currently what I'm doing is I'm creating a kiln so that I can be able to actually use these products, and I'll be doing that a lot more in this video. What I am doing right here is I'm going to be creating some crock pots, so a bit more in depth with the actual process. So when you initially are using it, you can take out one piece and little piece, but you can press F and then select a bigger area by selecting a different grid. And that allows you to take out more or add more depending on what you need. And then looks like I switched to the one here, but you can also do one where there's a 4x4, and looks like I'm doing 3x3s there. And then here I'm going to individually put one all the way across for every single one. And so we're going to do one, and that's the second one. And then after I do this, I'm going to show you a different tool that allows you to do this way faster than how you are currently seeing it. And I just wanted to show how slow it was so you can get a difference when that eventually does happen. So here we are, we have finished, and then we're going to use the new tool, which is we're going to go to copy and paste. So what copy and paste does is that it allows you to do as it says, to be able to copy what you did in the last step and then keep doing that over and over again without having to click every single individual pixel. So here we are, we're almost to the capacity of that. And then right here, I had to switch to a different tool because it is a different shape, so I can no longer copy and paste. And there it is. These crock pots are done. And in the next few clips that you'll see, I'm going to be creating all the different copper appliances that I'm going to need, and also flower pots apparently for some reason. But flower pots are nice. You can use those for decoration. But that'll be later on, because right now we're trying to focus on the more practical side of this game, And then hopefully in the next episode we can focus more on the aesthetic side. So here we go, we completed our hammer mold. So we're gonna put that in its little kiln spot as well. And oh yeah, we had to do the hole, dig the hole, right? Okay. There it is. And then we have our pickaxe mold, which we're also going to put into its little kiln hole. So let's make another hole for that. There we go. Then for these are the kiln containers, and these are going to be used to heat up the copper nuggets that I will collect. And this is just made the same way as all the other clay items. Then here I am collecting more thatch so that I can be able to light these on fire and be able to get fired clay, which would be fantastic. So it's going to do this for a little while. Then, oh, what is that in the distance? It's a bear! Wow, okay. So, if you're unaware, bears are very dangerous, obviously, and in this game, they will kill you in basically a single blow at the very beginning. So right here, I'm running into the house, because the bear won't be able to attack me while in the house, and it very quickly turned away. And here, I am hunting the bear, but as you can see, it's more hunting me. And the bear comes over the hill and chases me to my house. And it does this over and over and over. Here it comes. What did I tell you? It's coming. Yeah, and this happens several times. This is just, I'm going to only show it once because I don't want to repeat the same thing over and over again. And then in this part, we are making sure that all of the things have all their thatch, and all the sticks and everything. And in future clips, you'll see that I did this sort of all off camera because you kind of seen me do it a few times already. But might as well show it a little bit more. Why not, right? Until that point. Okay. A little bit more there. But there is something that we're missing, and that is sticks. And the biggest way of how I collect sticks right now is by punching leafy branches, which are very easily found on trees, and that is a very good way of getting them right now. Then right here, we found the bear again. Ah, the bear attacks! Oh no! Whatever will we do? And then here we go, show it again, it coming and attacking. This is a little bit different because it kind of like skirts around, so, yep. Then it runs away again. And then, eventually, after a very long while, we hit the bear with our pointy stick, and then it dies. Wow, bears can die if you stick it with pointy sticks long enough. And right here, I'm just harvesting what is in it, and I'm very, very excited as I was able to kill the bear because I've seen many other videos of this game where the bear comes out up top. But no, in our playthrough, we overcome the bear. Oh yeah. And look at that, we got a bunch of meats, some leather, it looks like, or hide, I should say. Leather is very different, as you'll be able to tell in the future. And then we have some fats, and of course, something you can do with this hide, if you have a big enough version of it, you can actually make some hide pants, which are very nice in case your own pants wear out, and that's all very cool and dandy. And here, I'm going to make a sifting pan, and what this sifting pan is used for is to be able to get different materials that you wouldn't normally be able to gain otherwise. It does take a very long time. Here we are chopping some trees, and the reason I'm chopping trees is that I need to be able to make charcoal, and the only way to make charcoal in this game is by digging a hole and then putting logs into that hole, so I'm gonna do that. Just gotta wait a moment. Oh, but before that, we have an evil creature, and this evil creature is gonna give me something kind of strange. It's gonna give me some flax fibers, whatever those are used for. Right, now getting back to the charcoal making. Here I am putting the wood into the fire pit. Dun, 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 dun. And then after we have done that, there's another evil creature, and this evil creature really wants me dead. But having a house is very useful at this early point to be able to defend from such nasty creatures. Yes. Then here we're going to put a little bit of thatch, and then we're going to make a campfire essentially, which we've done many times. And this will allow us to light the fire wood and allow us to be able to make charcoal. And when you do this, just remember to cover it with dirt very quickly so that the firewood won't just go up in the fire and turn to ash. It's very important that you cover it so that it will turn into charcoal. Right here I have a cooking pot all set up, and I'm going to make something, and you get to see how that works. So what you have to do is that you need to put some meats in there in a specific order, and then after you've done that, the cooking pot will have this animation where it cooks during the process, and then after this animation is done, the cooking pot will show its food. There we go, we got our pot. Now we can get our... where is it? Our container to put it in, and bam, there we go. And then the container will help it so it will keep for longer. And we have to sift more and more, because this is another way of getting copper nuggets, and I didn't have enough, so I had to sift and sift and sift some more until I finally had enough copper nuggets to be able to make those oh so valuable copper tools for progression purposes. Then here we're getting one of our kilns, and we're gonna put it on the campfire, but first we gotta move our cooking pot out of the way. There we go, moving that out of the way. And then we're gonna put our kiln into the Cookerino 2000. But before we can cook anything metal-wise, we need our charcoal. And the whole reason you can't use firewood instead of charcoal for the metal process is that charcoal burns at a far higher temperature, which will allow you to melt metal. And that's why you need to make charcoal in the first place. And then we need to put our copper in there. Those are tool molds, and we need to make something that we can be able to hold the kiln with after it is very hot with the molten metal, and those are wooden tongs. And to get this thing going, we need to light it on fire, like most things in life that need heating. And as you can see, the copper is starting to get warmer, so essentially after a little while the copper will heat up, and then the kiln will gain a different color. Look at that. It is now very, very hot and very, very bright in color. And we're going to pour that into our tool molds. And hopefully... oh, what just happened? Our tool molds have broken. So something I learned is that apparently if you put in copper or any kind of metal into a tool mold in the rain, it will shatter and you'll lose material. So I had to go and get more copper nuggets from a whole lot more sifting, and this honestly was a devastating experience. But I'm not going to show any of that. We're going to move straight on into me getting new tool molds and putting copper into those, and here that is. So here we are. The tools have successfully been poured into their molds, thankfully. Then, of course, I had to put blocks over it so that the tool molds would not explode like they did last time. Just remember, if it's raining, make sure your tool molds are not wet. Please. Okay. Then here, they have finally cooled off. And once they're cooled off, you can just grab all their molds. And then you just slap a stick on them. And there you go. You have your copper hammer and your copper pickaxe. And now, why you need the copper hammer? Well, the copper hammer is used to break down the bits that you will mine with the copper pickaxe to be able to get nuggets for smelting. And here, I'm digging where we did at the very beginning of this video, and we're going down to get the copper. Right, here we go. We found copper! Wow, amazing. And of course, copper is the easiest material to get in this game because there are surface deposits that tell you where it is. And unfortunately, for other metals, it's not going to be so simple. And as you can see, you use the hammer and you break the chunks and it gives you the copper. And now this is just a medium value one, and it gives you just a few bits of nuggets for every chunk that you collect. But that is alright. And now, of course, we're going to use this copper in the future for many other things. And here we are, we have found another deposit. And this one's going to have more copper in it. And something that I wanted to explain is that the reason we need to get copper is, yes, for progression. And what that means is that we're going to be able to make things out of wood, because we're going to be able to make a saw that will allow us to make different kinds of... We can use this wood to be able to make better storage, and that's one of the main goals that I had. But then again, you can also make clay pots for storage, so I wouldn't worry too much about this. Then here we found another bear. You can tell by a different color, and bam, a bolt of lightning. Now if you make a building out of thatch, it will burn. But anyway, the bear has died. Wow. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. And that is all the time that we have for, so I'll see you guys in the next episode.